Debaser Studio in downtown Martin.
Martin, yeah.
With End of Fashion recording, Justin Burford and Jay Cortez. Thanks for being here when we arrived.
Thanks for coming here when we were here.
Yeah. So this is the first End of Fashion recording in how long?
I was thinking about this the other day, actually. I don't think End of Fashion's been in a studio recording original music since 2010. I want to say early 2010.
So eight and a half, 9 years.
Yeah, it's considerable amount of time. It is.
And what's prompted you to be back in the studio? Because you do the odd gig here and there, but yeah, after such a long sojourn away from the studio.
Justin made parole.
I was allowed back, yeah, within 50 metres of a studio again. I don't know, well, we did that gig kind of off the cuff at Ampy's like 2.5 years ago. And I just remember people showed up to the show, and I made some comment about like putting new stuff out, and it got a good reaction, and it's taken 2.5 years to get from there to here. Okay. So, and for me, it's always been about the songs. If there's no songs to record, then there's no point forcing it. So yeah, and I think finally I had enough songs of a certain quality I thought were worth recording.
Yeah, and the momentum and the energy from the few live shows we've done the last couple of years has encouraged this.
And as we noted before when we were talking in the chicken coop, that on Facebook and stuff, there's people like going, "Yeah, give me new music," and that must feel good because after an absence, you don't know how people are going to feel.
Yeah, it does. It feels really good. I like I said, I was surprised when we played that first gig back after what felt like a really long time. That people even showed up. That people remembered the band I remember doing like press and stuff for the tour that we did about 2 years ago. And one very cheeky journo asked me if I thought that we were a one-hit wonder. And I was like, no, I don't think we're a one-hit wonder because I don't think we have any hits.
Yeah, which one was that?
Which one? What hit?
Thanks for the compliment.
Yeah.
Asshole.
That's cool. Kind of a backhanded compliment-ish.
So with what you're doing here, you're recording 3 tracks. So what are your thoughts about what you'll do with them and where it might lead to?
Short answer, no idea. Like, I think it's just a matter of putting it out there and seeing what happens. I think. But it's more kind of for us. I think we're sort of
more a necessity than anything. There's no.
Yeah, it's nice. We don't.
There's no agenda to it, is there, Justin?
No.
But you're recording here at Debaser, so it's not like a cheap necessity either. Well, I'm sure you're getting very good rate, but
yeah, I guess like we're recording 3 songs in this session, 3 songs in 3 days, and we'll just sort of put it out and see what happens, see if there's any love.
And what are the songs like? Apart from very good, I'm sure.
Thanks, Paul.
In terms of like, when we were talking before, you mentioned that there's kind of couples of archetype sort of End of Fashion songs. So to be spoiling to those.
Yeah, I think, and that's sort of what I've maintained since we started talking about putting new stuff out is, like if we're going to do it, I feel like we should go back to that classic Fash sound. 4 guys in a room making music together. And I don't know, I've always kind of thought, I think the characters of these songs sort of represent the different characters and the different sort of sides, the personalities that End of Fashion have always had. There's like, what did you say, the reflective, sort of introspective side.
That's the one I said.
Yeah.
What did you say?
And then there's like the anthemic side of the songwriting. And then there's, I guess, the more sort of whimsical, rascally, brattish side to End of Fashion.
And which one's Jay?
He's all 3, I think, all wrapped up in a neat little package.
The hat.
Yeah, in a hat. Yeah, so I don't know, we're kind of, I feel like each song that we're recording, at least in this session, represents one of those sides.
Mm-hmm. And how are the pipes going?
Good. I think better than ever, if I do say so myself. I know. Well, since the last round of End of Fashion, like almost 10 years ago, I've gone and done some weird and wonderful things. Did a musical, and that certainly expanded my range and my knowledge of how to use the tools.
Yeah. So you did Rock of Ages, so that was like a general kind of hard rock, mainstream LA metal character.
Totally.
And you've done the Kurt Cobain theatrical sort of performances and the Perth Symphony Orchestra.
Yeah.
And also a little bit of Jim Morrison with LA Women, which went down a storm at the Newport, I recall.
Yeah.
And yeah, so what's that been like when you have to kind of inhabit other people's often iconic voices a bit? You do have to push your own, don't you?
Yeah, but it's all helped me kind of explore and train my voice to go in places I wasn't sure it ever could. I think that sort of just all feeds into finding my own character and in my voice. And back in the day, also like living that kind of hard rock lifestyle versus now, where I'm a little bit healthier and fitter. I feel good. I feel really.
Everybody always says they're wiser.
Well, I didn't say wiser.
Okay, there you go.
I'm not sure about wiser,
There you go.
but a little bit healthier.
And Jay's still thinking about it. Or more importantly, not thinking about it.
Well,
Actually, no, you've
survived.
you've hit the nail on the head. I think that's sort of what's kind of brought End of Fashion back has been. It feels really organic. Like we were talking about doing new stuff almost straight away, and I was just like, look, when we've got songs and when the time is right, etc., and it just happens to be now.
Yeah, we and the guys, we just want to play live again. We want to go home, which is on the stage.
Yeah.
And get into the rooms again.
Yeah.
And I can speak for the guys when I say that. It's about coming home.
So
and we all got Justin's back. He's got one hell of a set of pipes on him, still.
So you've all got a home to go to, and you'll have 3 songs that you're going to pop up. So this year, is this the start of fashion?
I hope so. I hope that there's. I guess what Jay was saying is totally true. Like I've always sort of thought that the studio. What am I trying to say? I know a lot of bands sort of live for the studio. I think we've always been a kind of quintessentially live band. That's where
When people have a boogie, have a dance, have a drink, have a good time. Move on. Do it again.
Yeah. Clock on, clock
Last
off.
drinks.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, fellas. Anything more to add other than last drinks?
Jay?
To be continued.
Beautiful.